Hi kittens, I'm Julie Savone, psychedelic facilitator, integration expert, and your guide for this wild ride, The Inner Trip, 365 days with plant medicine. I've helped hundreds of people use plant medicine, primarily psilocybin, to heal, expand, and step into their next level. But this year, I'm taking it even deeper. For the next 365 days, I'm bringing you with me. I'll be microdosing, journeying, integrating, and exploring what it really means to live a limitless life, with plant medicine as a tool, not a crutch. So if you're ready to feel more alive, more clear, more limitless, and you're down to do it with mushrooms and a little bit of sass, you're in the right place. Let's take the inner trip. Kittens, I've been feeling spicy lately, and I decided that my intention today is to come on here and share with you 3 words, phrases, things you might commonly hear in the psychedelic world that just don't land for me, that I don't like, that give me the ick. I am very intentional about my language. Language means a lot to me. I believe in being specific and particular with language, and it's something that I give a lot of thought to, whether I'm writing my book, writing captions on Instagram, how I speak to people in my facilitation. And these things really they trigger something in me, right? Which a trigger is always an opportunity to look within, but there are really specific reasons that I'm going to share why I don't use this, why I don't like it, and why ultimately I don't think it's useful in our world of psychedelics. Okay, let's start off strong. I feel like a lot of people have mixed feelings on this one. I'm very firmly in one camp. Shaman. Oh my Lord. A shaman refers to someone from a particular tradition, an indigenous group that is facilitating something, right? So it's not necessarily plant medicine. A shaman could be facilitating healing. A shaman could be practicing a custom from a traditional group that is, meant for another intention. Like it could be blessing the hunters before a big expedition. So it's not exclusive to like, okay, I'm giving someone peyote, psilocybin, ayahuasca. Not at all. But the word shaman to me, I feel is just really a word that white people have corrupted. So, I know people from Korean lineages who refer to themselves as shamans. And obviously, when I think about shaman, I think mostly about indigenous, particularly like indigenous tribes in, I want to say Alaska, but now that I'm like, you ever have that feeling where you're about ready to say something and you're going to say it with conviction and you're like, actually, I'm going to backpedal for a second. So I don't want it to be with conviction because I want to make sure that what I'm saying here today is also really grounded in fact. Because some of these things, I feel like we appropriate them because we like the way they sound and we like the way that they feel to us in the moment when we use them. And to me, that's not a good enough reason to use something that has cultural significance to a group, especially when we've already corrupted and taken so many things from indigenous groups, from non-white groups, right? So I have so much respect for those lineages and practices, and I have a lot of respect and reverence for people who want to use them who are not white. But when I see someone, from Oklahoma, a white girl who now calls herself a shaman on the internet, that really rubs me the wrong way in a lot of different senses. Because you might be taught from the lineage, right? And I love working with indigenous teachers. I think it's really important because the work with psychedelics is not just scientific, although I love the science and I can nerd out on the science and I find the science fascinating. There is an energetic component to it that goes beyond what we can explain in a laboratory. And so I think it's very important to learn the energetic side of it. I think it's important to pay respect to it. But I am never going to call myself a shaman. Ever, 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 ever. Because I did not come from that. I was not raised in that culture. And I think there are things that are carrying. We think about epigenetics, right? So epigenetics will tell you that trauma changes DNA, and that DNA is passed down lineage through different generations. It's passed down through different generations, and that what happened to your grandmother is affecting you. What happened to your great grandmother is affecting you, and what happens to you is going to affect your grandchildren and your great grandchildren. And in the same way, what experiences different cultural identities have in their upbringing and that is passed down through generations through DNA is affecting those people here today. And like, I don't have any of that experience in my lineage. That's not to say like my family didn't, go through hard times, right? Like my grandma grew up in the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression. Like when you think about the Dust Bowl and literally having to cake every single opening and door crack and window with rags because dust is just flying into your home. Like my grandma lived through that. She was dirt poor, right? My dad, oh, I'm feeling like some emotion. This is almost the anniversary of my dad's death. And that's always a hard day for me. I'm going to go home. I haven't been able to be home. Wow, I did not expect to take this turn in this podcast. I feel like I'm always crying on this podcast with you guys. And it's not my intention, but I never have the opportunity to go home and be home on my dad's death, on the anniversary of his death. And I'm really grateful that I do this year. So I will be doing that. Ooh, okay. But my dad had a very, very difficult life. He was abandoned by his parents, and had to make it on his own from the age of 14. So it's not to say that like I'm not discounting that my family and that every family, right? Your grandparents, your parents, your great grandparents have gone through things, but they're not the same things that shape those indigenous or non-white identities that have produced lines of shamans. And so, I can be taught by someone who is a shaman. I can learn from them, but I will never have the lived experience of growing up or being connected biologically from a DNA perspective to those lineages, and therefore I will not use the word shaman. It just doesn't resonate with me. It feels like one more thing that we're taking from non-white people. It's like, my God, have we not had enough? Are you not fucking satisfied? It just majorly gives me the it's a no for me. It is a no for me. Okay. Next one. Very similar vein. And this one like has different varieties. But it's when someone calls themselves a healer, or like says that the mushrooms are going to heal you, or that, I heal people. Nope. Break. Put it in reverse. No, none of that. First of all, no one is a healer. I'm not a healer. I definitely do not consider myself a healer. You get to heal yourself. No one can heal anyone. No one can experience healing that is not first open to the facilitation of said healing. I once heard Coot, I think that's how you say his name, Blackson, speak, talking about this in particular, about how, you can have someone who comes to want to work with you, right? And they say that they want X, Y, or Z. But if they're not willing, if they're not open, if they're not ready to do their own healing, it doesn't matter. You could be the best coach in the world and it's still not going to be effective for them. You have to open yourself up to it first. And ultimately, you are the one who's doing the work. Like, I can give you the tools, I can give you the frameworks, and I can share every single thing that I know. I can extract it from my brain and place it into yours, but you're the one who has to choose to respond versus react when your mom really triggers you. You're the one who has to, center yourself with your breath and come back to your own power when someone is rude to you at work. Like, you're the one who has to decide to choose love when someone says something mean to you on the internet. Like, these are all choices that you have to make in the moment that I can't make for you. And healing is something that you choose and you do. I'm just kind of like the trainer at the gym, right? I can show you these moves. Like, okay, so we're going to do a box jump. And like, here's how we're going to do a pull up. And then you're going to do some push ups. And like, I can show you that. And I can make sure that your form is good and you're utilizing the muscle groups that you want to use. But like, I cannot get down on the ground and do the push up for you to see the result that you want to see in your body and build the strength and lose the weight and like, shalala. I can't do any of that for you, so therefore I am not a healer. You are a healer. Everyone who's healed is a healer because they've healed themselves. Like, I'm a healer, I guess, because I've healed myself, or I am in the process of healing myself. I don't feel like it's ever done. But to say you're a healer, just because it takes away agency from the other person. And a lot of this, what I don't like, is that it puts people like it creates power dynamics. And I really don't like that. I don't like the power dynamic. I will say, and like I get this feedback a lot from people who come to my retreats. It's like, I don't put myself above you. I sit there and I do the work with you. Like the ladies in my retreats, like they know the most about what is like actually going on in my life. I mean, the ladies in my retreats knew that I was going to move to Kansas City and away from San Diego before anyone else. They knew that I had a relationship I was in. Like I was pretty sure it was over before the guy did. Like these ladies know everything about my life because I don't try to hide the darkness. I don't try to hide the things that are uncomfortable. Like they know about my relationship with my mom. They know so many things because I am a human going through, I believe I'm a soul having a temporary human experience just like they are. That's my personal like belief, right? And I am not above them. I'm not better than them. I might have integrated more fully certain like skills than they have, but that doesn't make me better or worse than them. I really, really hate power dynamics. I hate like teacher, student, right, wrong, good, bad. It's like, no. We are equals. We are always equals. And I think that's part of too, like I shared this funny reel this week about a story from high school when I felt really confident because a girl who was watching one of my debate rounds was writing down something and she said, Julie fucking Hagen. Like, how dare he speak over Julie fucking Hagen? And I was like, I am Julie fucking Hagen. And so I do walk into every room. I don't care if like I go, like I'll be going to my third mastermind with Chris and Lori Harder, right? I've met Warren Buffett. Like I've met a lot of people. I've been in a lot of rooms. When I was an attorney, we were dealing with companies and businesses that were publicly traded and worth multi-millions. And who knows, some of the evaluations could have been in the billions. Like I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I don't think anyone's better than me. I don't think anyone's worse than me, right? I don't think like I'm above anyone, but I don't think anyone's above me either. And that like, we're all equals. I think it's really important to remember that. And when we say like, oh, that's my healer, I'm like, ugh. No, baby, you're your healer. You are your own healer. Stop putting people on a pedestal. It really annoys me. And I don't think it serves because it stops you from remembering your own wonderance and your own brilliance. Like you are brilliant. You are wonderful. You are like a piece of God made manifest and like made into flesh and human and like you are it. So I don't like power imbalances, and I think healer speaks to that. Okay, clearly I'm getting really riled up about these. Last but not least, this one might be just something that really irks me in my head, but I have a logical breakdown of like why I don't like it. And you're gonna hear it said a lot in this world. It's in this phrase with like, in right relation. I didn't feel like I was in right relation with my soul. I didn't feel like I was in right relation with the land. Okay. Don't like that one either. A few different reasons. So in place of this, you'll sometimes hear me say coherence or congruence. What I don't like about in right relation is one, it kind of gives me religion vibes, which I'm not about. I was raised Catholic. This is going to be a hot take. But I did not intend to come on here and say, I don't find religion super useful. I feel like it does a lot more harm than good. Whether you want to be looking at conflicts in the Middle East or the Catholic Church and its history of pedophilia, all sorts of, I'm not a big religion girl, right? I believe in God. I believe in higher power. I have a connection to a higher power. I have a connection to divinity. I really like the teachings. I love Judaism. I wouldn't convert because I don't really like religion, but I love the teachings of Judaism. I love the teachings of Jesus. I feel like if some of these Christians out there really thought about what Jesus would do, they wouldn't be supporting ICE, but come say, come saw. I actually don't know what that means. I say it a lot. Probably should figure it out. But anyway, yeah, not a big religion girl. And so when I hear in right relation, I just like, I feel like I get an acid flashback. Not that I was doing acid in communion or catechism or whatever, but it's like, God, ugh. No, no, because again, it comes back to this pedestal idea of like a right and a wrong. What side? In the phrase is the word right. I don't love right or wrong or good or bad because again, I don't think it's useful. I don't think it's useful. I think there's not good or bad or right or wrong. It's an experience that we're having, and we're here to experience it, whatever it is, right? And we're learning from the experience, and regardless of what the experience is, whether we like it or not, it is teaching us a lesson, and we're that's what we're here to do as souls having a temporary human experience. We're here to interact. And so I don't love this right or wrong or good or bad because again it positions you like above certain things. And so I like the idea of congruence. I like the idea of coherence. Like, am I in congruence with like my values, with my soul? Am I in congruence with the land? Right? Am I in congruence with my community and coherence? But like in right relation just really like irritates me, and it makes me think of religion. It makes me think of power imbalances. And it also like at the end of the day, some of these words too, I feel like they just take away from like more people wanting to experience this work, and it makes it seem like it's part of like kind of culty. Let's be real. Makes it feel a little culty, but also makes it feel like, oh, if I don't talk like that, if I don't act like that, if I don't do that, then I'm not invited to experience the healing power of psychedelics and plant medicine. Like, I don't think that's true. I think it's for everyone. I really do think it's for everyone. And I think if the world took a little, if everyone microdosed, the world might be a better place. And at least a nicer place to one another, right? Like, not better or worse. Yeah, I don't want to get into this judgment, but because I just don't think it serves. I don't think it's useful. I don't think it's useful to think about me as a shaman and above you. I don't think it's useful to think about me as a healer because I really believe that you heal yourself. And it takes away some of the agency. When you say like, oh, I am a healer, then it makes the person think like, oh, cool. What do I just have to like lie down and then they're going to heal me? It's like, no, baby. Like it makes them think that there's this like scapegoat route, right? There's no Ozempic for healing. You get to put in the reps at the spiritual gym. And when I think about right relation, it just, yeah, it's like, okay, this is there. Because it also then, because you're saying right in the phrase, it presumes this idea of rightness and like the way you're going about it. But my right relation with my soul is going to look different than like your right relation with your soul. But because we have the word right, then it creates this dissonance in the mind where it's like, no, there is some like best way to do it, when really coherence and congruence is an inside job that is unique to all of us because we are unique in our soul and our values and how we want to live our lives. And so again, I am kind of like getting into the minutia and like nitpicking these things, but I really like language matters a lot to me. And so from the integration this week, I would love for you to think about the phrases. Like, I'm sure there are things that bother you, right? I'm sure you can think of one phrase that really bothers you. It's funny, now that I'm like saying this, one of my exes hated when someone said like, appreciate you. And I don't know that I know why he doesn't like it. But it really bothered him. And to think about like, what is the underpinning of that dislike? I'm sure there's something that it's conveying that irritates him. I don't think it's just in like the way that it sounds. Right? So to take some time to think about that for yourself and to remember, like, I'm not right in my opinions of these things. Like, I just shared all these things that majorly give me the ick and that I don't like, but that doesn't mean I'm like some moral authority. So I hope that that's clear too. Like, that's actually the antithesis of everything that I'm saying. I don't think that I'm a moral authority. I'm just sharing with you things that don't resonate with me. And, you know, if you hear these and they also don't resonate with you, it's like, oh, okay, like maybe we're each other's people, and that's great. Maybe you really like the things. Maybe you call yourself a shaman. You go, baby girl or boy or whoever, you know, love that for you. I won't be doing it or joining you in it, but like that doesn't mean that I'm right. So I hope that you can sit down and like think about some of these things that bother you, phrases, particular words or names that people call themselves, and to get really clear on like, okay, what is it about this that I don't like? Because maybe you'll find it's just like a personal preference, which is also totally valid. And then always to remember to come back to like, that doesn't mean I'm right. That doesn't mean like I am the authority on this phrase, this word. Doesn't mean that my ex-boyfriend was like the moral authority on appreciate you is bad. Right? I know plenty of people who say appreciate you with like the best intention in the world. It just doesn't land for him. So thinking about those things, what are the words that trigger me? Like, where is that coming from? What is it pushing within me that I don't like? And then always just remembering, hey, I don't like it, but that doesn't mean I'm right. And being open and being flexible, right, to having a conversation. Because I'm also always like, we can have a conversation about it. I do feel pretty firm in those three. But also remaining open. Remaining open to being disagreed with. I'm always totally open to that because I don't think that I am absolutely right. I don't think I am empirically true and perfect and like the authority on anything. Okay, cuties, I hope you have an amazing week and we'll talk soon. That's the end of today's trip. But remember, the real magic has always been inside of you. If this episode landed, send it to a friend who's ready to step into their next level. And make sure you're following the show so you never miss a dose. I'll be back again soon with another day on the path to your most limitless life. And until then, trust yourself, follow your intuition, and keep asking, how good can it get?